Hello and welcome to your daily love message from your person. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And we're going to do a channel conversation today. I know you guys love these channel conversations. We're going to do a message from you to them and them to you. So I'm going to bring in two counterpart decks for this. The DF Confessions and the DM's Confessions, both by Bridget Rau. So what do you want to say to them? What do they want to say to you? And what's the energy between you today? And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach out to me at guidedbyangelsxo@gmail.com. Now, I want to connect you within the earlier reading today, and do check that out. It's a long one, but it's worth watching, very powerful. There is a balance taking place. You are going through a sacral chakra balance. They are going through a heart chakra balance. And it's an activation to bring more balanced energy and to open the right doors, to bring in the right kind of intimacy at the right time, in the right way, for the right reasons, and to bring in the love in a very balanced, responsive way where you can give equally to each other. And also to be free to be with each other out in the open without the closed doors. So let's connect with what you want to say. What's on your mind today? What do you want to say to your person? What do you want to say? Wow, look at that one. And I just kind of punch that one. So maybe some of you are thinking, I'd like to punch this person in the face. Not because you want to beat them up, but because you just want to say, are you actually awake? Wake up. I feel like you want to shake them awake a little bit. So there could be a bit of anger there, but again, it's coming through from frustration. It's a frustration energy that I've picked up on earlier. That's why it's so important to balance the sacral chakra. So this is what you want to say to that. What do they want to say to you today? They're opening their heart. What do they want to say to you? Wow, look at that. No messing around, flying out of the deck there. So what do they want to say to you? So it's not about getting, the same amount of cards. It's whatever. Look at this card moving on top of the deck there. It's whatever they want to say in communication. It's whatever they want you to know. Okay. So we're going to start with your energy. We're going to go back and forth and I'm going to put it all together. So the first card is you're saying, I know I probably seem crazy. I know I do. Now, you may be saying this to people in your life. You may be saying to your friends and family, I know I sound crazy, but because you're trying to explain or justify how you feel or your own behavior, and you're being reminded you don't need to justify yourself to anyone. You're not going crazy. You are actually the sanest you've ever been. It's just the people around you may be connecting with and talking to don't get it the same way you do. That's why you've been guided to this channel here, or communities of like-minded beings who are in the same boat or who understand or who get it. So don't let anybody make you feel like you're going crazy, even your person. Maybe they've said that to you, or you're crazy, or you're delusional, or doesn't make any sense. And that's because whenever you've expressed something to them, they weren't ready to hear it. And they know that you aren't crazy because they experience the same things, but they have to go away and process that themselves. So you're saying, I know I probably seem crazy or sound crazy. I can't help it. My heart and my emotions are invested in you. And you don't have to apologize for loving them fiercely. I spoke about this not long ago. You love them fiercely. What's wrong with that? Nothing. You're saying, I probably seem crazy by the way I act, the way I show you how I feel, because you may be reaching out, you may be telling them how you feel. This is how we love so fiercely. But we also have to remember to bring that balance in, because they need to process a lot of things. That's the energy they go into. And as a divine feminine, you don't get that because you're a divine feminine. Because what you do is you like to talk about what's going on. You want to clear the air. You want to resolve things. You don't want to, leave anything hanging in a way. You think, let's just talk about it. Let's get all the feelings out onto the table. Well, this is how I feel. I want them to know how I feel. I want them to know I love them. But they have to take what you've said or take what you've shown them or what you've given to them, and they have to go within and process that. That's how they allow themselves to feel and acknowledge it and understand it. So in that moment, they're not ready to respond to you, and that can trigger you. Because you think, well, surely if they loved me and felt the same, they would respond. Or they would say something back, or they will give me something back. And they will, once they've gone away and processed it all and come back with the right way to handle it, or the right way to approach you, or to deal with this situation. So you're not going crazy. So I feel this is you kind of trying to justify why you're behaving that way, but you don't need to apologise for being fierce in the way you love anyone. This is about you understanding you've done nothing wrong. Even if they've said, oh, you're coming on too strong, or this is going on, or that's going on, you love the way you love because of who you are. And that's a very beautiful thing. So don't ever apologise for being you and for being a fierce lover, because you love them fiercely, which means you would do anything for them. You know, in your eyes, it's power. It is. So, and it is powerful because, you know, they really are inspired by the way that you love. And not just love them, but love people in your life. You know, this is the way you are with family, friends, kids. You know, you are a protector. You are the empress. You are the nurturer. You are the giver. So that's what you're saying. You're saying, I know I probably seem crazy. I can't help it. My heart and my emotions are invested in you. So you're really saying to your person here, you're the one. And that's why I'm giving all this love to you and showing all this love to you, because there's nobody else for me. There's nobody else for me. And that can trigger you as well, because you might think, why are they treating me like an option when they are my number one? And it's not like they are meaning to do that, but if they are obviously busy with something else, they're busy with work, or they're busy with a family situation, or maybe they've got an addiction, or they're seeming selfish about something they're going through, or they've got a karmic partner, they have to release themselves from that first. So you are their priority, and they are protecting you by pulling away. So you have to look at it in a different way. Now, you could have also been sending them messages, showing them how you feel, and they may not be responding. And that can stress you out. You can think, well, I can't help it. My heart and emotions are invested in you. I probably seem crazy to you by keep sending you messages or reaching out when you're not replying to me, but it's because I'm invested. So obviously you're learning to not reach out and allow them to reach out to you, especially if you've been sending the messages and they haven't responded. So you're learning to let them make the move. But what they want you to know is they save everything that you send to them. Everything, whether it's a picture, whether it's a video, whether it's a message, whatever it is, they save that. Even if you've had a conversation, that's saved in their mind. It's like they've saved that to, you know, the memory bank in their head. So they've saved that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a message or something physical you've sent to them or something you've given to them. This is even a conversation or a moment. So they said, I save everything you send to me. I'm sorry I don't always know the right response, but I'm coming up with better answers now. So when they pull away or go within or process, they're working out how to give you an answer to maybe a question you've asked them, or how to respond to you. They don't want to be any, you know, they don't want there to be, they can't get the words out. For one, they're struggling to communicate because they want to find the right words, because they don't want there to be any misunderstandings. So that's another reason why it can take time. Or maybe they start writing something to you and then they get distracted by the job or something else. And they can't just send something because they want it to be right. So they have to go back in and look at it again. So they do take a lot of time sometimes to process. Remember, they are learning how to move from their logical self into their heart space. Now, their heart is opening up today. They're going through an activation, so that is taking place. Whereas what you're learning to do is to breathe through the frustration or the triggers when you're not getting a response in that moment. You're not going crazy. You may feel like you're going crazy because you think, why aren't they replying to me? Put your phone down, go for a walk, breathe. The moment will pass, that sense of urgency. So I am definitely feeling today that the feminine is connected with frustration and the masculine is dealing with the heart emotion. And that's also, they're looking at that, you know, they're processing what that means for them. They're looking at what's going on within themselves because they're missing you in that way. So they're processing all of that. And there could be some quiet times because of this. So again, let go of that frustration. You may want to punch a pillow. So instead of thinking you want to punch them, punch a pillow, have a scream, do some physical activity. You know, even look after yourself intimately, you know, by giving yourself what you need, okay? Because the sacral chakra is craving that pleasure, okay? You're saying, I love you unconditionally, no matter what, I can't stop loving you. Now, let's look at the word there, unconditionally. What is unconditional love? It means that there's no conditions or demands. So really what you're saying is, I love you. You're telling them that you love them. Maybe you've reached out and told them that. Maybe your actions have definitely shown that because you've been loving them very fiercely in an unconditional way. But you say, no matter what, I can't stop loving you. So you're saying, I can't stop loving you because we're meant to be together. But you've also got to take the conditions away. Because unconditional love is unconditional love. Unconditional love is not demanding things or wanting things to happen in a certain way, having expectations, then getting disappointed and frustrated and triggered when things don't go to your plan. Because they're always going to God's plan, and that's part of your plan because it's helping you to grow and learn. So ask yourself this question today. Am I loving my person unconditionally, or am I putting conditions on things? He's got to reach out by this date or I'm moving on. He needs to do this. He's got to do that. It's demanding. Love does not demand its own way. Love holds no records of wrongs. So are you blaming him for something or blaming her for something? They should have done it this way. They should have done it that way. They shouldn't have done this or that to me. If you're blaming, love does not hold any record of wrongs. So it's about forgiveness. It's about observing and saying, okay, why did it affect me that way? What am I learning from this? And then forgive yourself. So that you don't take anything personally. You understand whatever they are doing, they're projecting out something to you. So it's a reflection of them, not you. They are saying to you, I'm addicted to you. So you're saying, I love you. And I want you unconditionally. I can't stop loving you. I can't help wanting you. And they are reciprocating that, saying, I'm addicted to you. You may not feel that way because they may be cold right now or they may be distant. But they're addicted to your energy. They feel you. They may be watching you on social media. They're thinking about you constantly, even if they're not replying in that moment. They're saying, I'm addicted to your body, mind and soul. So they're letting you know that they are addicted to your body. That means they are wanting you. They are lusting for you. They are hungering for you. But not just your body, your mind and your soul. They feel you on a very soul level. A very deep soul level. They feel that soul connection that you share. They're addicted to your mind, the conversations you have. So they miss your friendship. They miss talking to you. They miss doing things with you. Or they're really craving that if you've never done things, physically together before. Maybe this is you've been connected online or you've never met in person. Obviously, you've connected in person because you've done that through the 5D. And you might be thinking, well, no, because we haven't met up in person. But you've definitely shared the physical energies. And that's a very physical thing. So they are really saying to you, I want you. I want to be your friend. I want to be your lover. I want to be your partner. I want to get to know you. I want to spend time with you. I'm addicted to you. I can't get enough of you. It's like if they could, and it was up to them right now. Obviously, it's always up to them because they have a choice. But what I'm saying is if they had no responsibilities, no fears, all that, they will be spending every waking moment with you. And every moment they're asleep. They would want to be with you all the time. So really, again, this is you say, but you're saying it in a more open way because you're more in tune with your feelings and how to express them than they are. So you're saying, I love you and I'm invested and I can't stop loving you no matter what. And they are saying, I'm addicted to your body, mind and soul. So what they're saying is, I can't stop thinking about you. So they may not be ready to express the love, but in their way, that's how they're doing it because they're saying, I can't get enough of you. I want you. I desire you. I hunger for you. I lust for you. You're saying, I'm literally unable to feel attraction towards anyone but you. So this is why we got the temptation card coming out in the early reading, because you may be tempted by another, not because you're attracted to them where in the same way, but you may be attracted to what they can give to you in that moment. So for example, say someone starts pursuing you and they said, oh, we can go out for a meal or we can do this or that. You really want to be doing that with your person. And sometimes that strokes your ego a little bit because you think, oh, I am desired. I am wanted. I am sexy. Especially if you feel you're not receiving that from your person. If you feel like they aren't telling you that or showing that to you and someone gives you a bit of attention, it can fill up something in you in that moment. But guess what? It doesn't work long term, because you know that the only person you're ever really attracted to, the only person you really want to be with, is your masculine or your special person. Because if you had a choice, if you had anybody, so think about perhaps, I don't know, someone you were crushing on as a teenager, or someone that, you think, oh, they were attractive, or, like in the celebrity world, or you could have that person there, or you could have your twin flame, your special person. There'd be no comparison. And that's why all paths lead home in the long run. So, for example, for those of you who've actually been in karmic situations, like I have, all paths lead home. It's never the same. You may try and make it work with this other person. Remember, this is what they are doing right now, but it will never feel the same. It will never be the same. There'll never be that level of love there. The attraction, it'll never be the same. And there'll always be that bond anyway between you and your twin. So what you're saying is, I'm literally unable to feel attraction towards anyone but you. And for those of you who really resonate with this, you'll know nobody else turns you on the way your person does. Nobody else gives you what your person does or makes you feel the way your person does. Even if sometimes you think, I'll move on, I'll find someone who wants me, I'll find someone who can give me marriage or this or that. But you know deep down you're not able to do that. You know deep down that's not right. You just know. Maybe you go on a date with someone and they're amazing on paper. They could give you everything that you want, but when it comes down to it, and that good night kiss needs to happen at the end of the night, you just can't do it. You just can't go there, because your feelings and your heart and your soul and your body belongs to your person. So you're saying even the famous people, this is what I'm connecting with. Even the famous people I used to gush over do nothing for me. I'm truly in love with you. So in other words, what you're trying to get across to your person here, how much you care about them. So literally, the hottest, most handsome or most prettiest supermodel or celebrity could knock on your door and it would not matter. You would much rather have 5 minutes with your twin flame than a lifetime with perhaps a celebrity you gushed over as a kid. So for example, for me, when I was growing up, I had Johnny Depp on my walls. I remember when he was in 21 Jump Street, okay, I used to love him in that, and then obviously he became famous after that through Nightmare on Elm Street and everything else he started doing, and he is a really good looking guy, but if he knocked on my door and I had the option of him and my twin, there'd be no option. There is no choice, because you know where your heart belongs. And for you, and as a twin flame, we know that our twin flame is the most sexy, most gorgeous, most dynamic, most important, most intellectual, most wonderful, magical, special person there's ever existed. Why? Because God created it that way. And they may be involved in karmic relationships, and they may be trying to get on with that, but nobody turns them on the way that you do, Divine Feminine. Nobody makes them feel the way that you do. Doesn't matter how much time passes by. Just a moment with you is something like the fireworks going off in their boring world. So understand that. You're saying, I'm literally unable to feel attraction towards anyone but you. And they do feel that way too. Especially if they're in karmic relationships, there's nothing like that going on. It doesn't matter what they try and portray on social media or what you think goes on. There's nothing going on. Because their body, like their heart and soul, belongs with you. And even if there is anything like that going on, it's just routine. There's no emotion there. So what they are saying to you is, I will always forgive the mistakes you make. Now, I feel that's come through because you may feel like you've made a mistake recently or in the past. Maybe you think in your own mind, you're thinking, I shouldn't have got involved with that karmic partner from your perspective. So obviously, I know you're probably thinking they shouldn't have got involved with that karmic partner, and they know that. But this is a conversation. So for those of you who've maybe had a date recently with someone, or you've gone out with someone, they give me fear. Because of fear, we perhaps date someone else thinking, oh, well, they can give us what we need in that moment. Or maybe you were tempted because someone was stroking your ego. And they go through this too. But if you feel that you've made a mistake, they are saying, I forgive you for that. I'll always forgive the mistakes you make. Why? Because the lessons. So I feel what your person is saying to you, anything that you feel you've done that was a mistake, and we can all look back at past relationships, say, oh, that was a mistake, or why did I do that? But everything happened for a reason. You went into that willingly at the time to grow. Okay, so I feel this is your masculine saying to you, I forgive you for people you've been involved with. I forgive you for things you've done. You know, it could even be the way that you've ended things in the past, or the way you went into separation, or, you know, we're not all innocent at the end of the day. You know, there's their perception of things, and there's your perception of things. There's their, their experience of their truth, and there's your experience of your truth. And they're giving me a clouded eye. And when we get that, sometimes we can block out things we don't like. So, you know, we all do things that we regret, and we have to forgive ourselves for. So I definitely feel the masculines who are coming through saying, oh, you're a special person, take the label away. You know, your person saying, no matter what you think you've done wrong, I'll still love you. I still do love you. I'll always forgive the mistakes you make because the lessons. So if you're thinking, oh, I wish I hadn't said that or done that, it's already forgiven. It's already forgiven. And understand that even if they are quiet and you're thinking, oh, I hope they forgive me for that, they already have. They are very easily forgiving. Whereas the feminine sometimes can hold on. So what your person is saying to you is, I'll always forgive the mistakes you make because we're meant to be. That's why you'll always come back to each other, no matter how long it's been, no matter what goes on. And that's why you just know that at the right time, the universe will bring you back together. You're saying, I hate being left on read. This is your frustration. This is why your sacral chakra is, you know, being activated right now, because it's that passion and that desire that's fueling this. Because you're saying, I hate being left on read by you. It really hurts me. Even an okay is better than nothing at all. And this is when you think, why aren't you replying to me? You've read my message. Why don't you send me something? Something, even an okay or a hi or why. And then when you do get that, by the way, you can still be frustrated because you're thinking, is that it then? So you've got to be okay with the communication or the non-communication or the types of communication you get. If they've left you on read, it doesn't mean they're ignoring you. It means they're working out what to say. It means they're finding the right time. It means they need to process it. You know, what we do in this day and age we're in right now, with this day and age of technology, we expect things to be instant. You know, whereas we put something on social media, if it's not instantly being liked or instantly being viewed or instantly being commented on, we think, what's wrong? There's nothing wrong. Everything happens at the right time. So remember, think back to the days, you know, if you know, some of you are around my age or older, you'll remember the days when we didn't have mobile phones and we didn't have the internet. So we had to make plans without all of that. Life was so much easier then, even though obviously we've got so much power coming through from the internet and everything it brings to us, and it's created so many opportunities to meet people that we may not have met, and, you know, it's brought more twin flames together. But it was easier back then. We had to have a lot of patience back then. And, you know, this is what I'm saying. So what the angels want you to know is breathe. Breathe. If they're not replying straight away, there's a reason. Doesn't mean they don't want you. It doesn't mean they don't love you or, you know, they're not attracted to you. It means they need to think about what to do. So your person's saying, I love your spirit. You shine like a star. You stole my heart. So this is how they feel about you. Even if they are leaving you on read, they're saying, you shine like a star. So they have to be able to match your light and match your vibration and your energy. They're saying, you stole my heart. What they're saying is, there's nobody else I'd rather be with. The only person who holds the key to my heart is you. And I love your spirit the way you are. This is your energy. The way you are. So don't get triggered and angry. Shine brighter. We spoke about that yesterday. Turn on your heart light and let that do the work for you. You're saying, if you want to go, just go. I'm exhausted. So again, this is when you think, I've had enough. I've had enough. I'm exhausted. If you want to go, go. If you want to stay with that karmic partner, stay. Do what you want. I don't care anymore. And that's illusion. But it's really your higher self saying to you, you need to fill up your own cup. You need to replenish yourself. You need to give back to yourself because you may feel drained or tired right now. So when you're saying, if you want to go, just go, or if you say, oh, whatever then. Or if you're in that energy, you have to observe what you're going through, because it's a frustration. It's a frustration. That's what I feel you are feeling today, or what you're connecting with. Why? Because your sacral chakra right now is not balanced. And it's been activated because you're feeling all this passion. And it's really powerful because, I did feel when the new moon came in, it brought with it a lot of passion and kundalini rising, and the need to connect as one, the need to make love, the need to be together. You're both feeling that way. So it's activating your sacral chakra because of the desire, especially if you've been going through things, and they remember being going through things. So for example, you're in a karmic relationship, you are, they are, and you feel like you've got no sex drive. Why? Because really you're not attracted to the person you're with. It's not the right person. But when you think you're twin, boom, that it's there, that passion, that fire that you thought, oh, where's that come from? It's always been there. It just was not activated because you weren't together with your twin, or you weren't allowing yourself to think of them in that way. So I feel that the new moon has activated your sacral chakra, and it's activated the intimate need and desire to connect. So you're feeling, even if you're going through menopause, even if you're going through something, you're going to feel all this passion. So you've got to sort that out. You've got to balance that energy. Because if you don't, you're going to feel like a volcano that's ready to explode. And that's how they feel a lot of the time. So the angel's saying you're feeling exhausted because you may be having sleepless nights. You may be lying awake at night. Maybe you feel all the passion. So you've got to balance your chakra, your sacral chakra. It will help. Or you've got to make sure you're giving to yourself, so you kind of handle that desire and that need your own way, trying to keep it PG. So this is, you understand, you're not really saying go, just go. You're saying, I feel like I'm missing you. I feel like you're not giving me what I need. I feel like something is missing. So you've got to give back to yourself. And if you're exhausted and tired, it's because you're having sleepless nights, or they're restless and you're picking up on that. So put your phone down. Don't say things you would regret. And remember, they're saying anyway, I'll forgive your mistakes. Because you might say something to them and then regret it straight away. Like you could block them and then regret it straight away. Because it's not really what you want. It's just that you're trying to lash out in some way, or you're trying to do something to get a reaction. So they come and say, hey, I love you and I care about you. And, they don't do that because you're learning to care about yourself. You're learning to fill up your own cup. So what they are saying is, I want to tear off your clothes. I want to have my way with you. I want to leave my scent and my prints all over what belongs to me. And this is what we're talking about, this frustration, this desire. They want you too. They're like a volcano that's ready to explode. If they could be with you right now, they'd just grab you by the hand and take you, to the bedroom and show you how they feel. They want that too, okay? So you're saying, if you don't, this is again frustration. If you don't truly love me, please don't keep me hanging on anymore. They give me that song, Set Me Free, by Kim Wilde, you leave me hanging on. They're not leaving you hanging on. You're saying, why are you leaving me on read? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? But yet you're saying, I'm loving you unconditionally. So it's not conditional love. Well, it is conditional, but it's not unconditional love if you are saying, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Or you're trying to get a reaction or response, or you're giving them an ultimatum. It's just your own frustration that you need to balance right now through sacral chakra balance. Try and understand that. So instead of saying things or lashing out because you want a response, you want them to be there for you, especially on Saturday. It's Saturday night, so you might be thinking, or maybe Saturday day for where you are, whatever time it is, the weekend, and you might be thinking, I want you to be with me. I want you to show me you feel something or you care about me at the weekend. I wish we were together. That's really what you want. So you have to address that really your inner child is craving love and affection. Your sacral chakra, the desire within you, is craving love and affection. So you may be saying, oh, if you don't love me, do this or that. When they do love you, they just can't show you in that moment, or they're not able to be with you in that moment. So instead of getting angry at them, address the anger and understand really it's your own underlying frustration of not having what you want. So you have to recognize, okay, I'm being protected right now and I can have what I want by giving it to myself. Yeah, this is what your person's saying to you, because you're saying, if you don't truly love me, don't keep me hanging on. Why are you leaving me on read all these questions? But you know inside they do love you, and your person said, I'm sorry if I've ever made you question your own worth or the way I feel about you, because you are incredible inside and out. So your person's apologising for making you feel like you are unworthy or they don't care about you by perhaps leaving you on read or not replying or not opening up to you. But when you move the 3D out of the way and you connect with them in the 5D and you close your eyes and feel them in your heart, you know they love you. You know they think that you're incredible inside and out, and you know they want you. So they were apologising for not being able to live up to your expectation. And that's all it is. Yes, it would be nice if they were doing this, this, and this. And when you're in a balanced relationship, they will be doing all of that. But right now, you're learning to give back to yourself. So you're saying to them, I get so upset sometimes, I can't even think straight. And that's what you're going through. Emotions. Emotions are happening because we're moving towards the 11/11 and the full moon. You're feeling emotional because, this is what the relationship brings to you when you're feeling desire and longing and ego. So this is really you trying to understand your own emotions today by saying things to them. And obviously it's good that we're doing it in this reading, because it really won't help you if you write them a long message and send it to them, because they'll read it and they won't reply because they'll have to process it all. And then you'll get more and more triggered. So this is you understanding, okay, this is how I'm feeling, why I'm going to observe it. So I'm observing the fact that I'm frustrated because I want them now. I'm feeling horny. I want to show them love. I love them fiercely. So give all that love to yourself right now and balance your sacral chakra. And if you feel like you can't control what you're doing on your phone, put it in another room. Go out without it. Have some time away from it. Lock it in a drawer if you have to, and focus on the fruit of the spirit: kindness, empathy, understanding, patience, having that self-discipline, that self-control to let them come to you. So I feel you just need to breathe today and release, okay? Your person's saying to you, look, I've replayed all of our conversations and times together. I've gone over all of our messages. I've read and reread every single one. I'm so sorry for always holding back with you. I'm sorry for not telling you how I truly feel. Give me time to open up. Give me time to process. Give me time to find the right words. So really they're apologising to you for all the things that you're questioning and all the things you're saying. But really remember, it's about going within and looking within. What the problem you're having today, or if you've been experiencing this, or even if you're looking at the person you used to be and thinking, yeah, I don't do it now, but I used to feel like that, because you recognise it's your own frustration, your own expectation, what you want. And they are struggling to open their heart. That's why they're going through a heart chakra activation. So it makes perfect sense why you're going through a sacral chakra balancing today, because the desire is so strong and the longing, and it's causing the frustration. It's bringing the ego out of you, the edges all the goodness out. They're going through a heart chakra activation. They need to balance that because they're not able to open up. They want to be open, they want to be vulnerable, but they're struggling. That's why they're apologising. You're saying, oh, you're just afraid I'll do what she did. I'm not hurt and I would never be able to hurt you, nor intentionally. So again, this can be about comparing yourself to someone else. Maybe that's what you're doing. You're thinking, well, I'm not the karmic partner, I'm not your ex, I'm not this person, that person. I won't ever do what she or he did. So if someone's hurt them or behaved a certain way towards them, and that's why they've put walls up, or that's why they've got commitment issues, or that's why they've got problems, and that could even be connected with childhood, things that their parents did or other things they experienced. You're saying, I would never hurt you intentionally. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to hurt you. I won't do what anyone else has done. So again, you're getting this across to them, but I feel this is in a very aggressive way. I feel you're kind of saying, I'm not her. Why are you comparing me to her? Or why are you still with that person? Or why? So again, it's about frustration about what they're currently doing, or what they are, afraid of doing because of the past or things they've been through. So it really is about you having compassion and empathy and allowing them to heal their own hurts, because you can't rush in, you can't rescue them, you can't fix them. They have to fix themselves. So your person is saying to you, please let me back in when I come. I'll die if I lose you forever. They don't want to lose you. And they're saying, I'll die if I lose you forever. Look how strong those words are. Pain. They're saying, without you in my life, it's pain. It's miserable. It's heartache and heartbreak. It hurts me. I am going to come back in. Are you going to allow me to? Especially if you're holding on to all this expectation and resentment around they should be doing this, they should be doing that. Remember, love does not demand its own way. Love is unconditional. So your last message, they've got 2 more for you. Yours is, nobody has ever been able to make me so mad by doing nothing. I want you to feel free but not be invisible. So again, you're really understanding here. Okay, I'm mad at you. I'm sorry. I'm mad at you because you seem to be doing nothing. I'm mad at you because you're not fiercely loving me. I'm mad at you because you're not telling me how you feel. I'm mad at you because you're not even sending me an okay. You're just doing nothing. I don't want to be invisible. So this is beautiful because it's you understanding your inner child right now. The part of you that wants and craves love is feeling invisible. So you can heal that by recognizing you are seen and you are loved and you are special. Give some love today to your inner child because you're not invisible. Your person does see you. Your person is watching you. Your person is thinking of you. Their heart just isn't ready to give you what you feel that you want. So you have to give it to yourself. And this is why your person says, I'm sorry, I'm going to come back in. Your person is saying to you, I'm afraid of this love and I'm afraid of this pain too. That's why they're having heart pain and heart activation, and they need to balance that. Because they're afraid of being vulnerable, they're afraid of giving everything to you, and then you turning around and saying to them, I don't want you. Not that you would, but that's what they get afraid of because they see you as this mystical being. They see you as someone who can give them everything and they're afraid they're going to lose that. And the same, when we connect intimately, this is again the intimacy, the S word, okay? When we connect in that way, sometimes it's so intense, I run because I feel myself falling deeper in love with you. So they are saying they want to be intimate with you. They want to come to you and take you upstairs and have their way with you. But they may also be holding themselves back because it's so intense. Or because they are in a karmic relationship and they need to be free and they don't want to experience that guilt and cause pain and problems to themselves, to you, to anyone else. They want to be free. And they are saying it's so intense. So maybe you've had an intimate experience with them recently and then they've ignored you or they've blocked you or they've gone quiet and you're thinking, why? What have I done? You've done nothing wrong. It's the fact that it makes them feel more intensely connected with you and more in love with you, and they need to process that because it's making them feel out of control. So the message I've got coming through today is you've got to release this anger that's pent up. They're already forgiving you for it, okay? But they're asking you to have empathy and understand that they are learning how to be vulnerable with you, how to open their heart to you, and how to be with you intimately in a way that's safe for them. And when it's free for them to do that, so that you're not, doing what being tempted by desire when there's a karmic partner, or there's anything else going on, or a wedding ring or anything else. So understand that your frustrations are because you feel invisible. You're not invisible, you are very seen. So give love to yourself, satisfy yourself, and that fear and that frustration, that anger will go. I hope this helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.